Hello and welcome to another episode of My Opinion Means Nothing. This week I'm joined by Aya.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you.
Usually on my show we go through the topics. The first one is usually what's happening in the world. That's what I was meant to. I'll do it while I'm recording.
Okay.
But started doing this interesting thing where I done it first with Aaron James, where I found an interesting fact that happened on this day.
Okay.
So other than the fact that it's a National Poetry Day.
Yes.
But I'm sure there's other interesting things in history that happened today.
I know, but poetry's awesome.
Yeah, that is. I think today was the first time ever I shared poetry on National Poetry Day. I wrote a poem,
really cool.
I started writing it on my bus journey.
Yeah, I saw on Instagram it said at work and you put a little alien emoji. I love that.
Because I do a lot of writing at work. I was just writing it on the way to work on the bus, got on the underground, I was just still typing away.
I love that.
And then I just got to work and there was a moment where I answered the phone. Mm-hmm. Someone was talking, explaining whatever they were talking about, whatever their problem was, whatever I needed to help them with. And I was just there typing away on my poem.
But, I mean, you were obviously inspired by what they were having to say, right?
It was just coming out of me.
Emotion.
I was just...
You know, I had that once. I was halfway through writing this spoken word piece, and my boyfriend at the time, he called me, and it was interesting because then the progression of the piece, you actually felt that it had been, someone had interjected, said that someone had called halfway through, and then my spoken word piece that I was actually struggling with managed to resolve itself, based on the conversation I'd had with him. So it's really powerful stuff, writing and then simultaneously being affected by the things that are happening around you.
Yeah, I mean...
It's life, man. It's life.
That's where I get most of my inspirations from, to be honest.
Yeah.
Life and the things that happen around me.
Yeah. I think I'd probably write a lot of crazy stuff if I had time to write when I was working. All the crazy people I meet. I mean, it's only a breakfast cafe, but crazy people eat breakfast, I guess. I'm one of them. Breakfast is great.
So, the first topic, or I guess article that I found, that is not what I wanted to do. Hopefully it's loads. I forgot to charge my iPad right. I only realised at the end of work when I was charging my phone, and I was just like,
oh dear.
Just turn off the Wi-Fi.
Oh, first world problems where you've got too many tech items.
Yeah.
You need to charge all of them.
Yeah, I do.
I think the worst thing that ever happened to me was I was living in Paris and I left my one adapter plug. I'd managed to lose all of them apart from one. I left my one adapter plug in my mate's room and got back from a night out at 1. Realised that not only was my laptop dead, but my phone was also dead, so I couldn't even use my laptop to charge my phone.
Stress.
And I realised I didn't have a watch. This is a moment where I realised I was so dependent on checking my time on my phone. I was living alone. I didn't have a charged laptop. I didn't have a charged phone. I literally had to just leave my curtains wide open, wake up. I look like a crazy person. I've -4 eyesight. So I couldn't even find my glasses in the morning. And I went out of my room, ran across the road to the Hotel Ibis, went in, burst in my pajamas and was like, what time is it? And this French guy is like, c'est 8h30. And I was like, okay, cool. I then went back into my apartment, set a half an hour timer on my microwave and jumped in the shower. I was like, oh my gosh, it's actually come to this. I live by myself and I don't know what time it is. Because I come from a family of 10, so I always feel like I have someone to tell me what I don't know, the basic fundamental things like the time and
I can imagine. So next time you get a clock for your wall in your apartment.
And multiple adapter plugs.
Yeah, right. So this first one, a toddler was left outside a shopping hall while the mum went inside.
Cool. Rude.
No, I just thought...
That's really bad.
Yeah, right? So there was like these pictures right here. This toddler.
Oh my gosh, cruising in a little truck.
So the mum just went inside the shop quickly and left the toddler outside. She thought it was
That's
cool.
so bad. I mean, and the article's just commenting on the
Pretty
situation.
much how it was reported.
I mean, you leave, your pet on a lead outside a shop, but even then, like, you know, you still got to nip out, be back in a couple of minutes. Like, that's so awful. Actually, it's interesting we brought this up because I was sat in a car with my mate Alex, and just that day at college we've been talking about, technology and how it's affecting people's awareness. And it is bad when I'm at work in the morning and I'm at the cafe. I see mums ignoring their children on their mobiles, and I see them passing their mobiles to their children, and there's no interaction. Like, when I was younger, my dad used to sing me to sleep. I obviously don't know what happens apart from these situations that I've seen. But anyway, sorry, I've slightly digressed. When I was in the car, I saw a toddler sat on the floor with loads of Waitrose shopping bags, and the mum stood next to the toddler on the concrete floor on her phone. And I was like, okay, cool, so you're holding a phone, your shopping bags are on the floor with your children, and it was kind of like the child was dissociated from the situation, like the child was one of the shopping bags. And I just can't believe, I think, I can't deny that technology is really useful, and it's great when, I'm a creative, so when I'm trying to get in touch with people, like, it's really easy to connect with each other, and when you go to poetry nights, like, it's really cool to just instantly hook up with other creatives, share ideas. There's so many positive things. But I feel like in the future I'm going to be really conscious of how I use my mobile around my children. I think it's so important. And I mean, I guess this kind of ties into the awareness, the lack of awareness, and leaving your child outside a shop.
And thinking it's okay, I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of like, to me it makes me think about, nowadays it feels like people have children as an accessory as opposed to having children to start a family.
It's so true.
So seeing this, it makes me think like, so yeah, they would leave their child outside, because why would I take my child inside while I'm shopping, I guess?
It really doesn't make sense, does it? I think it's sad because I think people's ability to communicate is just decreasing more and more. And people's, awareness and connection with each other. Like, people just, I feel like with the introduction of technology, I don't know, obviously I don't know in this situation what the scenario is, what's happened for this to... I'm slightly gobsmacked, to be honest.
Right, hang on. A picture of the child was left in a ride-on car outside the charity shop in Hull at lunchtime yesterday with no adults in sight. A woman who was passing by posted this image on Hull's Crime Watch Facebook page and reported the incident. She said that she was told that the officers would patrol the area and check the CCTV. Most people have criticised the action of the mother. However, someone else claimed that that it used to be the norm.
It used to be the norm to leave your kids outside. I mean,
I don't know.
It's a tricky one because I do recognise that we are in a time where we are a lot more PC and we are a lot more aware. But I think in the same respect, we're also in a time where our connection with each other is decreasing. So there's always things transitioning, and we're always flowing in and out of things. I only have one opinion on this matter, and it's that you don't leave your toddler outside outside a shop.
Okay. Selfie deaths.
Oh my gosh.
This is a real thing.
I feel like there's a through line. There's a through line in what we're talking about. Lack of connection, and selfie deaths.
So,
Don't use your phones, guys. You will die or lose connection with your children. It's true.
So apparently, 259 people are reported dead seeking the perfect pictures
No.
for selfies.
Please don't tell me this guy is one of them.
Possibly. This is like... apparently there's been a quest for the most extreme selfie, which has killed 259 people
Oh my gosh.
between the years of 2011 and 2017. So within 7 years, about 300 people have died from trying to take an extreme selfie.
Do you know what? I think this is why we don't really have to worry about the overpopulation of the Earth. Because when the Earth becomes overpopulated, do you know what us humans do? We invent mobile phones. And we leave our children outside shops. And we balance over... like, how far down is that? Giant wells to take the perfect photo.
I mean, oh no, wait, hang on. She's on top of someone else's shoulders.
Oh my gosh, and I thought that the greenery in the background was the ground, but it's not. This is a tall building.
Yeah.
And she's balanced on someone's shoulders.
With holding a selfie stick.
I just think it's one of those things where you go, it's never going to happen to me. It's never going to happen to me. And then do you know what? It's one of those, have you seen those like oh fuck moment videos?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the moment she realised she'd fucked up. Literally, what do you think they're thinking in that last moment of their life? Oh, I shouldn't have taken that fucking selfie. Can you imagine
really
all of these people standing in like purgatory or limbo land going, oh, did you take a selfie as well? Yeah, man.
Are there any more pictures?
I bet they go and have a conversation about what the picture was.
No, there's no more pictures.
It's just so shit as well if you don't even have time to post it. Like, if your phone falls down the well as well. Well, I didn't even know what this is, some kind of cave or abyss.
Yeah, something like that. Something where you shouldn't be stood on someone else's shoulders, right at the edge of it, trying to take a picture.
I just get so frustrated by things like this.
Wait, it's on top of a 180-meter high chimney in Romania.
I mean, so this person didn't die. But this is an example of the kind of selfie that's taken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thrill seekers.
I think it's interesting because I was watching Scream Queens. I don't know whether you've seen it.
That,
yeah, it's so gory,
That's
isn't
awesome.
it? But there's that moment where Ariana Grande's character is like being murdered and she's still typing on her laptop like, I'm being killed, help me, ... oh, he's stabbing me, help me, ...
That's brilliant.
And I think it's an amazing, it's a comical observation of the kind of society we live in nowadays.
Yeah, that's why I love it so much.
And I don't know, I've been going to lots of like improvisational jams all summer. And I remember before I moved to Paris, I moved to Paris last September, so I've already surpassed the year anniversary of when I left. And I can't believe how much I just opened up there and gained perspective, and I think it's such a beautiful thing. Because I just didn't realise, you don't realise how closed off you become until you open up again. And when I came back and I had conversations with people that hadn't seen since the last time I saw them before I left, I was like, oh my gosh, wow. I really felt the change in myself. And okay, I mean, I'm going to be the first one to say that, if I've got a really busy creative day and I'm meeting up with loads of people, I do need to be on my phone and I do need to be sending emails and making things happen. But I just validate that and I allow that because, I'm not with anyone. I've got a day of stuff to do and I'm just being quite introverted and like getting on with my stuff. But it does, I've said I'm from a family of 10. When we're sitting around the table and everyone's just got that add-on to their body.
I know, right?
Since when did a phone become like a piece of you?
It's strange, yeah.
It's just there the whole time. It's there.
I was actually thinking about it as I was walking down the road. It's because funny now, like, phones they were huge, then they got smaller, and now they're big again. And I'm walking down the road holding my phone in my hand, and then I'm looking ahead, and someone else is walking with their phone in their hand, and I was
oh
like,
my gosh,
shit.
it's so true.
Like, we can't even put our phones in our pockets. They're so big, it feels uncomfortable. So it feels more comfortable to just
like it's some kind of purse
or
like...
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's so weird.